Good morning, you guys. David Fox, the Black Belt Realtor here. Again, back with another episode of the Keeping It Real Estate Podcast. And we've got my man, Jordan Bobbitt. Jordan, how was your weekend? How's everything?
You know, a little sick, but feeling better now.
You're sick?
Oh, but yes.
Oh, dude, I have so many people around me are sick.
Bad
Poison. And associate broker, Jerry Bobbitt. How we doing, brother? I'm gonna introduce you every week as that, just so you know. So. All right, so we have, big news right off the rip is interest rates are, they broke sixes, it looks like, for the first time in, what, a few years, 3 years maybe?
5.7 is where they're at right now. 5.7.
5.7. Yeah, but the last time they were this low was what, 21, 2?
No, it's...
Yeah, 22, 20. Well,
no, I
have
thought it
to
was
look.
closer to 23 is when they started rising. I'd have to go back and look.
20.
I thought it was 23 because I thought 21 and 22. 22 it might have been high fours, and then I think it got into the fives and 23. I'll have to look it up.
So while Jordan, I love that you're like our like to me, I would just
Our
let it.
tech guy.
I would let it go. He's like, no, I gotta look this up. So we've got a couple obviously case studies. We have our Reddit rundowns that we're getting into, but I have I did a couple showings. I'm still working with that buyer from Kentucky, and they're doing a lot of Zoom showings. You guys do a lot of those, like virtual, like?
We have one past client, lived here, moved to Arizona, and they're moving back. So they have to sell their place in Arizona. So yeah, we're zooming with them. Anytime they want to look at a place, they call us and say, hey, we like this one. We run over, do a.
I'm not. It's kind of strange to. Oh, you do it.
It
We
was
do
22.
Facebook Live?
Not live, but
Oh, FaceTime.
yeah,
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
I was
My
like,
bad.
I was like, oh,
Old person
that's
disease here.
crazy. Okay, yeah. Because I don't know if she has. I don't know if my client has Facebook though. She's a country belle, man. Like the first time she brought me up, like they make beer cheese or beer pub cheese, strip pretzels and cheese is what it is, and it was good. But I don't think she has Facebook. She's got and that, actually this is a good segue into it. She's trying to list her house in Kentucky, and they spent like 50 grand on solar panels. Yeah, I know. But she's like, well, so I think
there's a lien on the house.
I don't. Well, yeah, they're do they put it on if you're current?
Oh yeah.
So they put the lien on the house even when the solar
Oh
panels
yeah,
are
it's
current.
just like your mortgage. There's a lien on the house.
Well, not if.
Yeah,
Are they
there's a
paying-
lien
Is
on
there
the
is
house.
there a lien, like if I were to, you were to finance a basement remodel, right?
Yeah.
Like, is there a lien?
It's called a contractor lien. Yeah.
But I thought that was only past due. Like if you don't pay.
Well, no, just like your mortgage.
Solar's a little bit different though because they're such large purchases that
Yeah.
almost always, especially if you're renting them, because they're not rent. If you're on
On a payment program.
plan, but you can rent them or put it.
No, hers. I specifically asked her they leased, and she said no, and so she bought them outright.
No, they're not leased. They finance
yeah.
them. He means
They're
financing.
financed, yeah.
Right.
But
So, no,
you can
They
You
put
can
a
lease them.
you can lease them as well. Yeah.
But they put a lien on it because how would they know you're gonna sell the house?
I don't.
I mean, even if you're up to date, they still put a lien on the house.
Jerry, I'm gonna let you talk a little bit about solar for a second. Amanda's commenting here saying that we can't hear Jordan. I can barely hear Jerry. I can't hear Jordan. You know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's check something else out. Talk about
Okay.
solar. I'm gonna keep running.
So, I mean, I would honestly say with anybody looking for solar, do some your due diligence before you get involved with that because the cost compared to your rate of return is going to be, I think, longer than anticipated. You also still get an electric bill from in our area. It's DTE, so without a bill, it's just a lot smaller. And don't forget, being in Michigan, you got to contend with the weather. So it's not like you're living in, Florida or the Bahamas where it's, beautiful and sunny 340 days out of the year. You're dealing with Michigan weather. So the rate of return here isn't as favorable as one might think. And I've looked into it because, unfortunately, I do have higher utility bills than the average Joe. And it would take me, I want to say, 12 years is
for a break even, right?
Yeah, just for my break even.
Just for a break even.
So that it didn't make any sense. I mean,
that's because we talked about it's always opportunity cost too, and 12 years for a break even is.
Well, and
is
you got to remember
that's a loser.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
that's
like
comical.
I don't even know what that's.
It's not even up for consideration.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And then you have to take into consideration, if anything goes wrong with your roof, the panels have to be replaced. Or not replaced, removed in order to put a new roof on.
Yeah, I always wondered how that
and then
how that works.
You have to hire people. It's not like you're going to go up there and then when you do it, you know as well as I do, once you start taking things apart and putting them back together, things break. And now no. And then what about the life expectancy of these things? How long is that? And you got to replace them again. And what happen do you do when you have a hailstorm? And then some of them might no.
They so these solar companies, I think a lot of times they sell you on the
tax credit.
They kind of pitch as you said what?
A tax credit.
A tax credit, but then there's also and then you can store, if you get the battery, you can store it and sell it back to the grid. And I was like, what? My electric bill is not it's a few $100 a month, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's what, is yours higher?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My gas electric bill?
This wouldn't replace gas, it would just replace power, right?
Just electric.
Yeah, just electric, right?
Dude, but if I got
he's
those,
talking about his gas electric bill is a lot higher than
sure.
But I guess if I'm going with, if I had if it made sense, then I would flip everything over to electric.
Oh, I see. Sure. Yeah.
Instead of heating with gas, if I've got the power there, why wouldn't I?
How hard? I'm just thinking, how hard could it be to set up your own? If you've got because you have the land, how hard could it be to just put a few solar panels up and wire it yourself? It's not 220. They're not using 220, are they?
I have no clue.
I have no idea. Yeah, but I'm thinking if you really wanted to go that route and get off the grid, somehow I got on this YouTube doomsdayer and this 20-year-old in out west, the state came by and effectively turned off his power. He's like, I didn't like the control. So this kid bought solar panels from Alibaba or wherever, and he just started wiring them himself, and he's off the grid. But I was like, for $50,000, you figure it out. For $50,000, it's not in the conversation, and it can't. I don't think.
For me, it was 70.
That's how is that even? Who's buying? They're selling somebody, right? They're selling. We talk about these companies all the time. They're selling somebody on a new steel roof for $60,000. They tried to hit my sister with.
Yeah, no, they did it to his client.
Who they
in Allen
got
Park.
Him? They got him.
Yeah, little old lady. Little old lady. They got her.
I feel like we need to be name dropping here. I know. Don't want us to get. Don't want to hear about it.
They're way up north. Well. They're about 20-30.
Is it all? I'll name drop. All American Steel Roofing was the one that came to my sister's house, and it was they don't have Google reviews. They don't even have
this place did.
They don't have a Google My Business. They have all of their reviews on their website.
Oh, cute.
Where they can control it, right? Yeah.
So no, they had a lot of reviews. They were a good company. They just had a salesman who way oversold. To an older lady who just didn't know what she was doing. The house, she had just bought it for $240,000.
It was just a little brick ranch in Allen Park.
Yeah, it was a 1,300 square foot.
So figure that out on a
roof
square foot basis.
Yeah, and it was an attached garage. So you probably had 1,500-1,600 square feet roof that it was covering. But she had a roof that was probably 10 years old. So she didn't even need a roof to begin with. It was 10, 15 years old. It still had half its life left.
How'd she call them out? How'd they even show up? She had a leak or something?
No, she called them out. She wanted a new roof because she was just redoing everything. Windows, new roof, new garage door, whatever. So she just wanted to redo everything.
She's blowing money fast then.
Yeah.
In this Allen Park house.
And you're talking north of Southfield, Allen Park too. And, well, it just matters on pricing. and then she spends like $60,000 on it was like
steel
$50,000 or
roof.
$60,000 on a. Well, it wasn't a steel. It was those.
it was a metal roof that looks like shingles.
Metal roof.
It was no. It was it looked like clay tiles, but they were actually metal.
Yeah.
It was a very like intricate metal roof. It was like $60,000.
They ripped her off.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Dude, like that's...
Then a year later, she dies.
Yeah. I had to sell the house, and they took a huge loss. I told the...
Oh, she had payments. She didn't pay it off.
No,
she had payments.
She paid cash and everything.
But
she bought the house
they
cash.
just left a lot on the table.
Yeah. And I just told them, she's like, I know you just put the new roof on, new windows, and put about, 80, 90 into the house. I'm like, yeah, she just bought it for $240. And like I said, it's a year and a half, not even 2 years later. I'm like, you're lucky if we get $265, $270. Just...
Yeah, your beef should be with the contractor, not the realtor.
He wasn't.
Not
he was cool.
Yeah,
about
he
it.
was. I mean, it was
the grandson.
Yeah,
the guy left the house. So I mean,
he was he was in Texas, I think, but he was also making. I mean, he had just bought like a $500,000-$600,000 house, so he was just like, I don't want to deal with the headache type thing. Just sell it. If it's worth that, then put it up for that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, we sold it for asking, but. Yeah, I still felt terrible because I'm like, I wish you would have talked to me beforehand.
Yeah.
Because I would have totally told you not to do that.
So, I mean, those are tales from the trenches. Anytime. So it's always worth, like, having the conversation to say, why do I want this in the first place, right? So if you have someone, like, and listen, construction companies train their guys to always look for something else to sell. Like if I call someone out for a door, check the siding. How's their gutters? Do they need new gut? Like if I call you out for a door that's sagging or won't close right, they're designed to that $300 service call is designed to get them to your door, where you have now paid them for the opportunity to sell you something. Like not always, right? An ethical contract. I know plenty of them. They're not going to sell you stuff you don't need, or they'll be like, hey, just something to keep an eye on. That gutter. It's looking kind of saggy a little bit, or it might cause water near the foundation, whatever. But $60,000, I can't. I mean, unless you're living on like a 5,000 square foot ranch house, $60,000 is too much for your roof. Moving right along where's my Reddit rundown here? So, people who are bullish on real estate now. So let me go ahead and share this lovely. I love the hate that real. I tend to. Wait a second. Do I have? Whoa! I gotta bring this in. Sorry for my viewers. They get to see things all the way around here. So we've got. All right. Question for Jerry. Firstly, I have no horse in this race. I can rent and I can buy, but I choose not to because of the high prices right now, and this is a month ago, and I like my flexibility to move cities. But does anyone trust when homeowners, real estate agents keep encouraging everyone to buy real estate? Come on, the valuations are out of control. My prices are coming down in many places, but yet people are, no, real estate only goes up. Can we just be honest that the real estate does not always go up? And just because you bought a single family home in 2010, 2020 and it went up doesn't mean it will in 26. I know the homeowners and realtors are going to flame me for this. Jerry.
I've heard the same story for 35 years. It's cyclical. It goes up and down over the long haul. It has made more millionaires than any other single
profession.
I don't want to say profession.
Mechanism.
Yeah, I guess mechanism, or it's crazy how many millionaires real estate has made. So, it goes up and down. And I would never tell anybody real estate's a guaranteed money maker,
sure,
right? But I can tell you over time, if you plan on holding it, it'll make you money.
Can we, I was talking with my, because there's an interesting comment in here, and I think it's important for people to understand. Talk about the Federal Reserve and the inflation that has, not to go too deep into the weeds of it, but he's like, it's less of a home values going up and more that your dollar buys less. And I think when you understand that, and what the Federal Reserve can do, then like it starts to make sense. They don't, and statistically, they don't go up every year. But what is it? Like every 90%, 95%, if you take a 5-year window, 95% of the time, you'll be up on over the past 20 years or 40 years or whatever, 5-year window of real estate, and it goes up. So what is the impact that the Federal Reserve and the government printing money? They're not even printing it anymore at this point. They're just adding zeros to their digital ledger. But the more that you have of that dollar in surplus and in circulation, the more of those same worthless dollars they're going to play. So what impact does that play? Jordan, you looking up specs for me?
Yep.
What's ChatGPT showing you over there?
So I'm trying to figure, because I heard a stat, but I'm trying to see if it is true or not. But I did just look up how much money was printed. And if you go from 2019 to 2025, you're looking at around $22.3 trillion has been printed in the past 5 years.
Trillion.
With a trill, yeah.
That's...
And you wonder why there's inflation.
Well, you wonder why. I mean, that is... I don't think people understand that. And it can take time to hit, though, too. So when all that stuff was going on, they were printing... When they raised the balance sheet to whatever it was with the Ukraine gig 2 or 3 years ago, it was like at an all-time high. And I think that even took a little bit of time to hit. And all the while, if you're living in your folks' basement, then you can try and time the market, dog. But if you're renting, every year you're renting, you're spending at least $18,000.
No, you're wasting.
Yeah, well, spending, right? Wait, okay. Potato, spending, wasting, but you're putting money towards something that you're not going to use.
No, you own a house, I own a house. You're not wasting your payment. You're not investing it, right? No. Because it's going towards your home.
Sure.
And you're buying down your mortgage, and you're going to get a return for that when you do decide to sell. When I am renting, it doesn't matter if I stay there for 6 months, 6 years, or 20 years. When I leave, I get nothing.
Correct. Yeah.
Not even the set of keys.
To clarify, I read that wrong. It was $22 trillion in total. That's how much total printed cash is out there, is $22 trillion. It went from 15 to 22, which means in the past 5 years it's increased about $7 trillion, or a third of all printed money in American circulation.
Well,
wow.
So that's just...
It went from
15... When's the end game, man? Like, you know what, I think about this a lot. Like, obviously, we're just kind of peons in the world stage over here, just having a podcast talking about, like, a home trillion. Or so. Yeah. And yeah, that's a rounding error. Like, all of Synergy's gross sales last year is a rounding error in the terms of those numbers. And like, how many times, like, how they just continue to you look at every time that there's been they've turned the printing machines on, there's rampant inflation. And again, I think that's the result of it. Where does that go, though? What does that do to a country? At what point, like, do you if you and I rack up enough bills, like, they're coming to foreclose and take all of our stuff.
Yeah,
right?
It's impossible for us to be in debt. I won't say impossible. The credit industry would have shut us off by now on an individual basis. If we were, I think right now we are in debt over $100,000 per
American citizen.
Per citizen.
Yeah.
Jordan can check the math on that one, but I think we're at 100,000.
I heard it was 70, but that was 4 years ago. Yeah. So
we're at 100.
So now that was
we're at 100. I'm telling you, I think we're at 100.
And what's the average net worth of the American? 10, 20?
Oh, net worth is embarrassing.
It's 20. I heard it.
If you take the net worth per citizen.
Per citizen.
I bet you 15.
63,000 is the average American adult has in debt. No, debt. They've got the average.
Like that's the national debt divided across.
No,
that's low.
That's how much the average American adult
is in debt.
in total debt, whether it be mortgage,
Gotcha.
student loans, auto loans, credit cards, whatever.
Now, how do they figure that number? Because if you have, like, let's say you owe $200 on a home that's worth $400, do they consider that as $200 in equity, or do they consider that as $200?
I'm not. But it does show total debt.
I would say debt.
Yeah.
Total debt.
Because I still owe it. I mean, it's my current debt.
Well, then if that's the case, then that's low. Then that sounds low to me. If they're not.
But is that every adult or every citizen? Because you have to be
adult.
Which isn't that bad. That isn't that bad.
The average American adult with a credit score. So
they're narrowing it down a lot.
Yeah.
So I think if you would probably double that. And then how much is the national debt per citizen?
While you're looking that up, Jordan, I got an interesting comment here. It says you're starting off with the wrong premise. Your personal residence is not firstly an investment. I think that's really important to understand, right? Like, I mean, you certainly want to. It shouldn't be looked at as like, how am I maximizing ROI? Because you'd never paint a wall or do anything to it for your own enjoyment. It's your freaking home, man. Secondly, broadly and with a longer horizon, housing does always go up the same way that a cheeseburger costs more than it did 20 years ago. It's an inflationary asset. Thirdly, if you think that the entire U.S. housing market is going to not only fall but stay down long term, then you need to be buying bullets, bourbon, and a bunker, because that would result in or be the result of an economic collapse. You wouldn't be sourcing Zillow for deals. You would be trying to find food to eat. We're not talking about a city or a neighborhood, which of course can fall out of favor, but we're talking about the entire country. If you think the entire country housing is going to fall substantially and stay down, that's the key, I think.
That's it.
Then you should be filling out an immigration paperwork to get your butt to another country, not posting on Reddit. This guy deserves
an
upvote. Yeah, I gotta sign in. That's an upvote. 16 semesters. Man, that guy's savage. Is that really your hang on. Is that really your Reddit name, Jerry? Why do I feel like you wrote this, Jerry? 16 semesters. That was a solid comment, bro. It was. Like I get down to that.
First logical comment we've read.
That's a first one in a minute. Like I'm gonna make that my screensaver.
To answer the earlier question, it's 106 to 112 per American. If you go off of just tax-paying federal 200 taxes, $329,000 per U.S. taxpayer. So if you
start over just tax paying, so that's every U.S. citizen.
No. Every is about 106 to 112. If you break it down,
children or adults,
per American.
Per American.
And then when you say for a taxpayer, it's 330, because you have to remember only 40% of American adults, anyways, pay taxes.
So how do you handle the national debt?
You don't.
Okay.
If I was president,
kick the can down the road. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Jared, he's like, I don't know if I'm allowed. What's your play?
We're $38 trillion.
Would you just go confiscate like 1 trillion barrels of oil?
I would go to every debt holder that we have, every country, and tell them you're getting, just like we do anything else, you're going to get pennies on the dollar, or we're just going to call it a bad loan. Sorry, don't know what to tell you. How much money have we given you over the last 20 years? Fill in the blank. Who do we owe these?
Well,
I'll use China.
I don't understand. That's what I don't understand is how does a country, like you loaned me money on my house.
Right.
I default, you take my house.
Right.
If we owe China money and we default,
what are you going to do?
Do they take China? Do they take America?
Yeah, what are you going to?
Come and get it, right? Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be funny. Would it destabilize on a short term? Sorry. Would it destabilize on a short term? I think it would, definitely do some world havoc.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm not sure. Dude, how many Chinese people are there?
Yeah, more than us. I know that.
A lot, and they're smarter too. Yeah. They are way smart. Like if it was a hand to hand, I think we'd be okay. But it's not. Yeah. It's like their drones versus our drones.
Yeah. But I mean, in all sincerity, I would go back and start renegotiating. Our interest rates. I would stop, and I know Jordan would be in favor of this one, stop giving all foreign countries millions and billions of dollars every year.
Yeah.
I don't get that. We're going to owe you money, but then we're going to give you free money.
Yeah.
Where's the logic
Yeah.
here?
Well, I think that's where the fraud comes in.
Yeah, it's just
right,
government.
and that's
You're
it, right?
Yeah,
There's so much. And,
it's not going to be fixed because it's in no one's interest or desire or agenda to fix it, right? Like they're not actually looking to do it. They've got, they've been elected or appointed or chosen, and then they're there for a purpose, dude,
I mean, I could solve the world problems, but nobody would vote for me.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I don't know if you'd live long enough to solve the
Oh,
world
immigration?
problems.
I'm like, dude, I could end illegal immigration in a month.
1 month.
Oh, guaranteed.
Okay.
But nobody would like my philosophy on it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
listening.
You don't wanna know.
listen.
Oh,
Listen.
Okay.
Free ticket. If you're here illegally, you get a free ticket home. Okay? You've got 1 week to call us, make that arrangement, and we will give you a free ticket home. Week 2, we're going to deport you if we find you. Week 3, if you're found for whatever reason, whether it be we pulled you over, whatever, I'm telling you, you're not going to like it.
Oh boy, here we go.
You're here illegally.
Keep going.
And
It's execution.
There we go. Told you. Not gonna like it.
Now, once it happens once or twice, guess what happens?
Riots in the streets from
Right?
from
Or do you think everybody that's here illegally is going to think twice and start heading home?
I think you need to look at what happened in Minnesota and realize they don't care. They don't care.
Who's they? Define they. Sorry.
immigrants.
Immigrants, even the people
Well, it's
on
because
their
they know
side.
that because they know that society.
Oh, you can't.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Isn't
So
gonna
you
allow
know-
anything like
yeah,
that.
so
I mean,
you know
you-
society's
Wait,
going to...
well,
you
you
can't-
can say
I don't
right,
know
and
if
Dave,
you
even
could-
Dave's over here, him and Han.
Ooh,
But
dude,
what
you're
happens?
executing
Listen,
immigrants.
That's
listen.
the
What
problem. You're
happens if
done.
you go into Iran illegally? What happens if you go into North Korea illegally?
Is
What
that
happens-
is that who we're trying to be?
That's my point.
Are we trying to be Iran?
Well, no. What I'm trying to do is secure our borders.
Yeah, no, I
right?
Boy, yeah, you wouldn't get elected. Yeah, I
wouldn't get elected.
I don't think.
See?
I don't think you'd get elected.
And for all of you people out there, my grandparents did come, but they did come legally. So.
Yeah. So
I'm all for legal
I
immigration.
think listen. I understand the premise. It is a
drastic times calls for drastic measures.
It is a unique thing too, because you're not just combating. Yeah, that'd be strange because you would have. I don't think that'd go well. I don't think that'd go great.
It wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think that'd go great.
I think if anything, you'd be getting foreign countries involved at that point because now you're literally just killing people because they came here.
No.
No,
What do you mean you just came here? That's just like somebody saying if you broke into my house, oh, I just came through your front door.
Well,
yeah,
no.
illegally.
Yeah, and you can't even do that. You can't even. You have to prove that your life is in danger. If
No.
someone breaks-
If someone breaks into my house, we don't. We have castle doctrine in Michigan, and most states have it. If you break into someone's home, that you are legally allowed to defend
Yeah,
yourself.
sexual assault, carjacking, and home invasion are It's implicit that your life's in danger.
So,
But that is.
See, to me, it's micro and macro, right?
Yeah,
Micro, if you're trying
yeah.
to break into my house, that's okay. Break into my country, oh well, that's not that's different. No, it's not. You're breaking and entering.
How do you decipher between someone who's here on vacation and someone who's like?
Well, that's what I said.
Not.
I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I mean, and this is where our country's lacking common sense.
Yeah, sure.
You know, if
Yeah.
you're here and you've got your visa, and that's one thing,
Okay,
right?
yeah,
We're not talking about illegals that were supposed to leave yesterday, and their flight got delayed
Yeah.
for snow reasons. We're talking about people that have been here for years and decades, and you've set up shop. It's like squatting, right?
Yeah, sure.
What's
No,
the
I get it.
difference? And it really is. And if people would just realize right's right, wrong's wrong, you're here illegally, you broke into my country illegally, and there's a consequence for that. We've asked you to leave, you've refused to leave, now there's a consequence.
I am curious. What is and this is we have left the topic of real estate at the moment, but I know citizenship is a very difficult thing to get. Like Abu, my boy Abu,
Sure.
he's from Lebanon, dude. I assumed he was a citizen. And
he's not.
He is now after like 14 years.
Yeah.
Like because
and that's one thing I think we need to change. So see, all you people are going to be hating on me. I think we need to make that process a lot easier and smoother. You know, we know. I'll use Flo. You know, he was here.
Yeah.
You know, it took him 6 years. It took his mom like 8 years.
Yeah.
His sister's still waiting.
Yeah.
You know, she's never broke the law. She's in school. She's here on a student visa, right?
Sure.
So she's been in college now for like 8 years because that's her only way to stay legally.
Yeah.
There's no reason for that. There's zero reason. Well, what does she need to do?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it shouldn't be but maybe a 6-month process. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get it moving.
Well, and
it doesn't guarantee.
It's the amount that they allow per year. Because
well, right now
they
legally
allow so many to come in on student, they come in so many on work, and then they allow so many permanent. But then when you've got so many students now trying to be permanent, they're like, we're maxed out.
Yeah, I think we allow legally 1 million immigrants per year. I think, and I could be wrong.
Well,
just on immigration.
And to the point, right? Of I'm on a maybe a failed attempt of trying to keep this on the topic of real estate. Where are these people, the surplus of people coming in, where are they going? You know,
they can buy houses. That's the funny part.
No. I'm saying as we speak that both those who are here legally and illegally. If let's say you have 1 million, but it's really, I don't even know, it's 50 million coming in, or 20 or 10, or however many actual people are coming in, where are they staying? And how are they getting it? And if you're using government, you're allocating government dollars to give people who aren't citizens here first. Meanwhile, John Smith and his wife and 2 kids can't afford a house. Right. Like that's where I got rubbed.
So so you think about there's 20 to 30 illegal immigrants here in the United States, between 20 and 30 million, somewhere in there.
Okay.
All right. You think, let's just say it's an average family of 4. Right? And I'm just throwing numbers out. Unless I don't know, Jordan, can check and see. But if it's a family of 4, that really means you're like at around 8 million families.
Yeah.
That's 8 million housing units. If we listed 8 million housing units.
Even if you cut it in half because they're sharing one, right?
Right.
So 4 million. Yeah.
That would do a lot to the housing market. Right? So don't say that we have a housing crisis and we don't know how to figure it out. Dude, the federal government caused this federal housing crisis. You can't say, there's water coming in, we need to fix the boat and allow water to continue coming in instead of plugging it.
Right.
You got to plug it. You got to get rid of the problem, and then you can start to fix.
Start pedaling out with a cup. Meanwhile, there's still water coming in.
Yeah. I mean, it's impossible to fix.
That is eye-opening. Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons we're not president. At least I'm not. I would have long been disqualified.
Dude, I'm surprised we don't have any comments right now.
Are you? Yeah, well, you are grossly overestimating the reach of this podcast. While I'm pulling up this next Reddit rundown, if you have a weed distribution charge, are you disqualified from president?
No.
Like if you're selling before it was legal,
it's a felony. You can only you have
sell. Oh, a felony.
No. You can't have a felony and then run for. Oh no, you can be a felon and run for president. You just can't have a felony vote.
You fell right into that one.
No, that's why I fixed it. That's why I fixed it. I was like, wait, no, you can't have a felony.
I get.
Honestly,
that raises some questions. How'd that happen?
You can run for president. You just can't vote.
That's
depending on the felony. Yeah. I mean, if felons were not allowed to hold political office, I think we probably would get rid of half of our politicians.
Interesting. All right, good to know.
That's a good lookup.
All right. So, what feels expensive about a home that people don't talk about? I mean, the stuff that nobody really mentions before you buy, but once you're in, it's like, this is a thing now. Yeah. A couple examples. People talk about repairs and taxes, but they rarely talk about the increase in utilities compared to a likely smaller apartment. And this one chick, nope, I don't even know. Fracking Shiny Whammy says, this was the one for me. Went from a 700 square foot apartment with no AC and gas heat to a 2,300 square foot with an admittedly old heat pump. So it tripled, I'm sure.
You tripled your square footage
and the heat
and you tripled your bill.
Yeah.
And you don't understand
so now you got $900 and
she cute.
This guy says, old ingenuity says, effing everything. Even the damn trash bill is BS. Old ingenuity. He's angry. He's an angry old guy. Yeah. Trash bills are trash bill. What, taxes?
Like,
it's taxes.
No, like in his, he is a trash bill.
So I like well, once you get out to the country, you have independent contracting companies out there.
Sure.
I mean, like, if you can't afford your $200
it
a
said
year,
$64 per quarter. Oh,
yeah,
that's more than you
that's
would
$250.
expect,
No, I pay $250. I think
$250 a year.
A year.
Yeah.
It's between $200-$250.
A trash bill is $19 a month. Yeah.
And to me, what's the difference? I would much rather have my 21 mils when we go back to taxes, right? And know who's getting paid what, because I can control it and there's no waste.
This guy says caulk. If you don't have a box of different kinds, do you even have a caulk? Is expensive. True. Caulk is expensive for
just so you know,
it's like $6-7 a tube now.
And make sure you know. Make sure you keep the caulk inside the house. You don't want it to freeze, everybody. So
yeah, that's
don't keep it in your outside garage.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, especially in Michigan. Landscaping, even everyone mentions utilities moving, etc. But once you're in and the dust settles a bit, you try to change the curb peel a little, and you get $7,000 quotes for that, $11,000 for this. Annoying. Edit. Some of you need to Google what real landscaping is, and remember, not all of us live in Kansas. Pruning overgrown trees and redoing stone steps in your our HCOL area was $8,000. Yes, that's a good price. Yes, it sucks. No, landscaping is not mowing grass.
No, he just needs to do it
redoing
himself.
Stone steps. Pavers can be expensive. I think
expensive.
Pavers can be expensive,
but that's a one-time cost. That's not something you're doing every spring.
I think that's what I think that's what they're referencing is the one time, but that's that's a renovation, right?
Yeah, if you're talking shrubs and mulch, and I don't spend, and you're familiar with my house and everything. I bet you we spend $500 a spring, maybe $750
on
mulch.
Yeah.
Replacing shrubbery.
It's more of a time.
It's more time. If you're lazy and you want to spend $8,000, cool, go for it. We just get a 5-yard dump truck of mulch, seriously, and we just spread it where it needs to go.
This guy has an interesting take. He says horticulturist here.
Mm-hmm. Spell that.
Yeah. If your local university has a landscaping program, they sometimes offer consumer participation with graduating bachelor and programs designed as a part of capstone requirement. My university at Colorado State does this. In fact, they're looking for people right now. For example, at CSU, you work with a student to design a landscape design that ranges from $350 to $650 total. They also offer custom prices. Yeah.
So you're going to get it done. Just get it done at a discount.
Yeah. Tree trimming.
Okay, now that's crazy.
Tree trimming is astronomical.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But have you seen tree trimming gone wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I get
stuck. The houses.
DTE does it.
This is one of the. This is one of those videos that will catch me, dude. I'll see, whatever, and I just see something and normally if they're up close, it's like an arborist, and those are professional, and those are satisfying to watch for a different reason because it's clear cut. But you watch Chuck in a truck with some rope, and they're like, it's like him and his like boy trying to pull this 40-foot maple. And I'm like, dude. And
between the two houses?
I've just said wherever. I've seen it crush house. I've seen so much stuff, dude. So I've watched it both ways. You watch it, and that's how when we were out here cutting some trees, I must have watched hours of video because I didn't want it falling this way. And they were small. These were like probably 30-foot pines, but like maybe only 6-inch diameter. I have a huge maple at my house, or I'm like, part of me just kind of hopes the wind blows and it falls.
Sometimes your insurance company will pay to take it down because they know it's good. It's a
really
yes. So you might want to call your insurance company. They know that it's going to
State Farm.
Yeah, they know it's going to fall in the house. Do you want it to fall in the house and then pay for it, or?
Oh, dude, that's a great plug, right?
You can ask.
Ah.
But I actually had DTE.
Have you ever seen it successfully? Have you?
I've not, but I've just heard that they will. It's a possibility. So,
Okay.
I mean, worst they can do is say no.
Yeah. All right.
But I had DTE come out a couple years ago, and they trim, right? Because the electrical lines, they will come through once a year, once every other year, and they will trim trees that are getting close to the lines. Well, this company was coming through. I mean, dude, I get it. You got to do your job, right? Well, they took one of my trees all the way down and just left like a 5-foot stump. And it was a decent
to a post, like a little really American Eagle totem pole or something.
And and so they're working down our road, and I waited because typically what they do is they will get it down to a certain part, and then if they have to remove everything, then somebody else will come through later.
Sure.
You know, a day or two later and finish it off. Well, 2 or 3 days went by, and it's still sitting there, and I'm like, man, they don't plan on just leaving this 5-foot stump. And when I say 5-foot stump, it was 5 foot tall.
Yeah.
And then probably about a 3-foot total diameter. So it was a decent size.
That's a
it was a big
stump.
It was a big stump. It wasn't this little thing that I could have went out there and just cut down. Not a big deal. So I see them about a mile down the road because that's about how far they've made it. And I pulled in. I was cool about it, and I just said, "Hey, man," I said, "You guys trimmed a tree on my yard, and I get you got to do what you got to do. I don't care about the tree." And I said, "But the stump you left, I'm not real cool that you just left a 5-foot stump sitting in my yard. Is somebody going to come down?" And I said, "I'm not even saying you got to remove the stump.
Yeah. Just cut it down. Yeah.
Cut it down.
Yeah.
I'll remove the stump." Well, this guy comes out, "Move your effing car."
Is it a DTE worker?
Yeah, because they subcontracted out to these tree companies. And I'm like, "Excuse me?" He said, "I said move your effing car. We got a job to do here." And I'm like, whoa. I said, "You're coming about this the wrong way, buddy. I don't know who you think you are, but you clearly don't know me." And he kept going. So then I just grabbed my phone and I turned it on. And I started recording it. And I said, "Listen, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to just lower it down." I said, "And listen to what I'm telling you." He's like, "If you don't move your car, then..." What did they have? He had like...
This was on North Rockwood?
No,
I'm on my road, Carlton Rockwood Road.
Carlton Rockwood.
Oh, no. This was on Carlton Rockwood Road. So I'm like, "Dude, just calm down." And he didn't want to calm down. He's like, "If you don't move your car, I'm just going to have this, those big trucks ram into it." Okay. So then I just started, like I said, I had the phone already recording, and then I recorded the company name. And I'm like, "You'll hear back from me, don't worry." Well, I know some people at DTE, and I let them know what happened. They're like, "No, that didn't." And I'm like, "Oh, but it did." And I got a video.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm like, "I got a video of it." He's like, "Send it over to me." So I sent it over to him, and I got a call the next morning. I apologize. Somebody will be out there today to cut the tree down and remove the stump.
Oh, sick.
And the guy is no longer associated with DTE.
Idiots.
So I'm like, "Oh, that was worth it." Yeah.
So preventable. So preventable.
Yeah. And like I said, I was cool about it. I'm like, "Dude, I get it. You got to do your job. I'm not one of those, 'Oh, you cut my tree down.'" Dude, thank you for cutting it down. I was going to anyways. Just cut it down a little bit more.
Another things that are expensive that you don't account for is fencing.
Fencing is not cheap.
Fencing is not cheap, but to the point of where. So you've seen my joint. It's a long, narrow kind of plot, and it's right, but it's at a corner, and we just get a lot of weird traffic.
Corners.
Really?
You got a lot of weird traffic that stop. Well, because we put that deck in right around our pool, and I swear to you, ever since we did, like people they'll stop on Chestnut there.
Why?
And like
they never saw a deck before?
Why? Right? Why is the answer? And so I'm like, these freaking, and it like that, and this is my kids and things. So I started getting quotes for fencing, and it's like
30,
300 linear feet, and I was
wait, 300 feet.
Maybe
25 grand.
280. Yeah, it was. I mean, depending on that's the other thing. The fence can, if you want what do they call it? Those ugly kind of dog-eared wood treated fences.
Yeah.
I think even that, and this was back in like 2021. It was $9,000 for that. Then if you want vinyl, right? Then that I think they were approaching. Dude, I think they were approaching. The cheapest quote I could find was like 18, 19.
Yeah, so it was 25.
And I was like, dude, well,
now it'd be 30,
so to add it and to make it trickier, I'm on a corner lot. So my house is facing east.
Yeah.
My neighbor's house behind me is facing north.
Right.
So they treat my side yard as their front yard,
Right.
and now I need to follow their
You gotta go
setback
back.
rule.
Yeah, the setback.
And it cut into the yard like a third.
Yeah,
And
you can go around it, but you got to.
Yeah, and maybe I could pay $500 to appear before Southgate to appeal it and not get an answer.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, what is it with trees? They're like, oh, we can't tell you where to plant trees. And so I just planted 80 arborvitaes. Dude, it was the hardest. I almost died. Like me and Mike, because they weren't seedlings. They were 6-footers.
Oh,
and dude, when I say I almost, like, it was the hardest. And we're using it.
did you get a post hole digger? I mean, I got a 4-person one you could have borrowed.
A
So here's
manual one.
we had.
no. Heck no.
So we had an auger, but like the shrubs on these things are probably 18 inches, 2 feet. We had like a 10-inch auger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we had a 10-inch auger. So you had to kind of bore it out, and when it worked okay, but it was still
heavy.
It was still heavy. One, we needed a bigger blade. 2, we needed the one on wheels, like to just like with the axis pivot point. None of which we had. And
you
so
could have rented one of those.
So I know. And so I used.
Who's the cheap person now?
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, I should have.
That's $350 well spent.
I should have. And so then I'm using this thing. And you had to be.
And it beats up your body too, man.
And then it hit like every now and then it would hit
Oh,
a
yeah.
root,
Rock, yeah.
It hit
Or a rock.
and it threw me. I'm like, and I had 2 choices: break my wrist, or front flip over this thing. And I just literally front flipped, and Mike and Mindy were helping me. She's like, "You okay?" And they just see me going, and
At least she's a nurse.
It's at the ditch, and so I'm rolling into the ditch, and I'm like, I'm just I'm laying there. Like, and thankfully that was tree like number 70, and I was like, dude, that's and yeah, that one, and Mike and Mindy, big withdrawal from the emotional bank deposit on that one because they were expecting like seedlings, like, that's not what it was.
Said they're still friends with you.
Yeah, dude. Well,
surprised.
yeah. So indeed, that is expensive. We have. All right, so you've got a Facebook video here that we want to let's see. This lady is your friend. I don't know who this is.
No.
Okay. All right, and we're gonna bring.
This question comes from Megan Rochelle. She's with Townside Realtors in Virginia. She submitted a question to Ask the Economist, and she wanted to know how long are people typically staying in their homes. This data is from our new profile of home buyers and sellers. We actually found an all-time high.
Our show. She's with the NAR.
Yeah.
The shoulder pads for me, dude. It's the shoulder. Like I mean, there's a lot going on here, but it's
Well,
the shoulder pad.
like, where do you want to start?
Yeah.
It's the highest we've ever recorded, and people are staying in their homes now for 11 years. Historically, what we would see is that people would move every 6 to 7 years, but low interest
6, 7. All right, I'm sorry. I'll end the podcast now. We're
rate
good.
mortgages are making people stay for a little bit longer. People are gaining that housing equity, and when they make that move, they're doing so to be close to friends and family.
Yeah, I mean, we covered this last week, right? Mm-hmm. Like there comes a point in which you're going to stay till you're going to stay, and then you're not, and then it becomes a cost. And if you're staying an extra, almost double, right, from 6 to 12, I would assume you got a better paying job 6 years after you bought your house than you did, or you're making more money, even if you just keep up with inflation. Even if you,
well, that's the hard part. I mean,
right?
it is crazy to think though that your average time to move essentially doubled. I mean, you go from 6 to 7 or to 11. I mean, you've got a 4 year increase.
It's
6 years sounds rapid to me. There are. We're tackling at this rate. We're tackling like a room a year at my house, like to just get it, like, because I bought a house from the 60s, right? Like, so it's just old, and it's like, we'll kick that down the road the next year's project or whatever. But
we've averaged 7.
You have averaged set. Yeah. Hang on, maybe I guess if you're taking an average, all right. So I bought. Let's add it up. I know. I know. Get your little.
Yeah.
I didn't even buy a house though. Yeah, so that's the thing. We rented.
But how many moves?
Move.
How many moves?
Okay. So all right. So married. I got married in 2009, Northville apartment. pretty much next year, or I think we were planning to move out.
See, if I take our first, because we stayed with my parents the first
Yeah.
part. If I take another move into it, then we're back into that 5, 6.
I think so. I think we were. I'm not, if you want to count that apartment, but I knew during the engagement we would be getting a house. So call it Williams House. That was 2009. Then we bought 2011. So 2 years. Yeah.
Just to do locations.
Okay, so two, and then we're at where we're at now.
So 3, and you've been married how many years?
Since 09.
16. Yeah, so 16.
Yeah. So 7 years.
Less than.
Oh, it's only 2 moves though.
So 8. Well, even if you did that, that's still 8.
At 8. Yeah. Math. Yeah, when you do the math, I guess it just seems like, and I guess because I've even talked about. I mean, I've talked about. I'm like, dude, I hate it here. I hate it. Yeah. Am I allowed to say? Am I allowed to say I hate where I live?
Well, I think a
You
lot.
can.
If I just stay the city, like I'm not.
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
do
you
that.
can.
Okay.
No, you're good.
All right. Just
Your taxes will kill you there.
Yeah, dude. For nothing. Like the school district we're in, it's a good enough school district. I don't send my kids to school in that city, so now I get taxed on a Southgate school district and pay private school prices. So, congrats. Thank you. You're welcome, all you Anderson School students, for your donations into your education. All right. So, okay. So we've got. This is your friend over here. This listing. That's what's going on with it. I'm gonna screen share, but I got to be careful when I screen share. So let me just zoom in a little bit. All right. So we talked about last week of how we have. Where is this guy?
Richard Taylor.
Yeah, Richard Taylor. I still follow his
week.
stuff.
Oh.
That guy. The more I watch him, the more I dislike him. And it's not like we're not talking about his tactics. Just as he's a pious.
Yeah, he's
a
very
pious dick.
He's
isn't he?
very He thinks he
I don't
knows.
mind his appearance. I don't mind his appearance.
He thinks and he knows and like he thinks he's just the best thing ever. And I'm like, you're a few years away from being in jail.
End up like it's
Yeah.
not like I've seen it. Everyone thinks they think they're too smart to get caught. Right? Oh, I got the system. No one's going to catch me until you do. Right?
Yeah.
But this is kind of some shenanigans that we have going on here. So we've got. This is a home in Michigan, in Warren, for $107,000. Pretty sick deal, right? This is what's the stats on here? You've got. I got to make sure. Oh, you need to see it.
Oh no, I just was wondering what you're sharing. That's all.
I'm sharing. Yeah. So I'm sharing the MLS listing, and I gotta make sure. Where's the bed bet? 2-1. Okay, so it's small, built in the 1940. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's why it's so cheap. 600 square feet?
Yeah. It's
my bedroom.
Be careful.
That's your bed. I know. Okay, so yeah, he's like, go back up.
Well, I don't even want the address, but you're there. That's why I'm like,
oh, yeah. So what's the issue with it? Because we looked at these remarks, right?
So
we will entertain any creative scenario. Make us an offer. Land contract, lease with option, must have some cash to put down and pass a background check. We love out-of-the-box opportunities. Got something to trade? Equity is something else. Pokemon cards, we'll take. No, just play. But that's pretty much what expensive car. Possibilities are endless. So maybe Pokemon cards. Holographic, Japanese holographic Charizard for the win.
Yeah, if you had a first edition Charizard, I'm sure he's trading you.
Agent and investor owned. So what's the rub on this? You sent this to me, Jordan. Talk to me, Goose.
So I had one of my agents bring this up to me, and he's like, "Hey, I've got a client. They want to buy it on a land contract. However, they said they don't want to do title work on it, and they want to finalize a land contract once everything's been done."
I missed that detail entirely.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. No title, run.
Yeah.
Walk, don't run.
So we're like, what? Why? So we went and go, to the tax. Realist, to look at taxes and who owns it and when's a lien on it and whatever. And we realized that the current owner has it on a quitclaim deed from the previous owner who still owes a mortgage on the house. Meaning, and just like what Richard Taylor tells everybody, and when you look through it, what happened was the original owner put the house into the trust. She then quitclaimed everything over to said new buyer. They buy it on a land contract. She still owes her original mortgage, but now on top of all of that, the guy who bought it on a land contract is now trying to sell it to somebody else on a land contract, just to make a few extra bucks a month more.
How long has he owned it?
I don't remember.
So okay, so he got a trust. It's in a trust. Oh, so you searched the tax records?
Yeah.
It's in a trust, and they never actually moved off of the original mortgage. So original homeowner who had it as a homeowner and not an investment property, strike number 2, is then they just ignored the due on sale clause. I bet the bank doesn't even know this house is for sale. Okay.
Probably. And that's
Or it's already been.
Or what?
A transaction's already happened on the house.
yeah. So the due on sale clause is already due.
Yeah, the due on sale clause is already.
Or has been sold. Yeah.
So technically, whoever, whatever bank had that original loan, if they wanted to come back and say, you transferred owners, we want paid,
Dude,
they
right
could.
now, yeah, call it. Yeah.
They could. And at that point, I don't think either one of them has the cash. That's why it's up for sale again. So to pay off that loan, so it would.
Is that possible? That's the scenario we're in. Like to where the
I don't
bank
know
has
what
called
time.
it?
No, because he's wanting to do another land contract, which means you
No.
don't need the full balance. He was just in the amount of money he needed. It was only like 10, 15 grand. So he just wants to pocket a few
didn't-
and then make a couple extra $100 a month. That's all.
He didn't want a lot down.
And you looked.
It was like 10 grand.
You looked up this guy. How? At what point do you report? Like, do you report? Is he an NAR?
Oh, he has to be.
Yeah, if he's a realtor, yeah.
If he's a realtor, he has to be. You have to be national, state,
You don't
local.
feel like addressing any of this.
Well,
You've got to
here's
put your
where I'm at.
name on the
Listen.
complaint. One.
So
Your name has to go on
who
the
cares?
complaint.
Who cares?
Two.
And that's what, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that. I
And-
mean,
yeah.
what do I get out of it? What benefit do I get out of this?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean or anything to anybody else. I have no skin in the game. Your agent should be looking out for you. I mean, I'm not.
Your broker.
Yeah.
Agent, broker,
Yeah, your
whoever.
agent, whether you're a buyer or your broker, if you're a real estate agent, like with my agent, thankfully, we've told them.
You've smacked my knuckles a few times.
Yeah,
with the
I
ruler.
mean,
like no.
If
No,
you're
no.
not sure, ask. That's
Yeah.
why we are here. I would much rather you
Who-
ask me
who-
questions.
Do we know? Is it a big brokerage?
This one?
No.
No. Matter of fact, I think, and I could be wrong, didn't he own the broker?
It might have been.
be the
Oh, so
owner.
he's the broker.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
And that's
Well,
it.
there's a
So, I mean,
reason.
I'm not-
Of course he
They
is.
know they're not going to get away with it at a traditional brokerage
Or
because no
shouldn't.
broker because they just
Of
know
course
it's
he is.
no. You're not going to get me in legal trouble like that.
Completely changed. You know, I was thinking about that. I'd like to see her at Synergy. Is Cassie Dunn still an agent?
She doesn't do the units that she used to, but yeah, I think she's still
She's
around.
still. Who's she with?
She's with, it was Compass. Compass sold to
Landmark.
It was Landmark and then Compass, or Compass then Landmark, and then they sold to Remerica.
She would, dude. She came to the gym.
America?
She should be. Yeah. We need to. I know I'm a messenger.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I know.
Yeah, I've talked to her a couple of
Yeah.
times, but it's been a
Yeah,
year.
I know she's just busy, you know. So, all right. So that is the type of agent you don't want doing some shenanigans like that, I guess. Just crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I made a post last night. Scott says she married her broker. Well, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. So you're saying she's not going to switch?
She did? Scott, I can't read them, so I don't know.
According to, it just said, he didn't give me a name. He just said she married her broker. That's all he says. I have no idea. So who's her husband? That's her broker.
She was married, and so was he.
No, she wasn't. I don't think she was married.
Yeah, she was. She had a little boy.
Once upon a time she was married, but like when I met her, she was not married.
I know the broker. Well, okay, we're getting.
Maybe when we're not live on social media, we can talk about it, right? So I made a post about a cash offer.
Okay.
And the interested buyer, was the market value of the asset was $300,000, and he offered $150 cash. And we're like, well, thanks, but no thanks. You know,
Is that a real scenario?
It was a real scenario.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
It was a real scenario. And thanks, no thanks. One, your price is off. He's like, but it's cash. And I said, well, if the price was if they were interested, then cash, check, it doesn't really matter, right? He's like, well, imagine you're saving 25% on taxes. I said, no. That's,
What?
That's no, I mean, that's not what. It doesn't matter because
I wonder how somebody like that even ends up with $150,000.
Illegal behavior, right? Yeah. And so,
people in those comments were saying,
and they're like, I'm taking the cash. Ryan Stewman said, I'm taking the cash. I'm like, dude, that is go to prison money, right? Like, it's not. It's all the same principle.
It's tax fraud.
It's tax evasion, sure, and tax evading $1,000 is one thing. It's still tax evasion. They're probably not going to come after you for it.
There's a difference between riding the line.
Yeah, and $1,000, the IRS is probably going to ignore you if they even catch it. $150,000, dude, they will come. What's the line where it's like the IRS is the only agency in the world that will spend $200,000 to collect one?
Yeah.
Dude, they do not play. Like, they'll come after everything.
Look up Al Capone.
That's exactly. So when I first started,
they don't care. You can deal drugs, you can do whatever, but you better pay your taxes.
When I was first in my I was 19 years old in the jewelry industry. Obviously, a lot of cash floating around, and I was dealing with the CPA because I'm getting new to this. And then we would sell like a bunch of these small amounts of diamonds. They're called Melly, and so we would accumulate them, sell them. It'd be like, once a year you'd get like $20,000. He's like, and it'd be a $20,000 deposit. Or no, I think I had a petty cash account. Anyway, he's like, where's this money come from? Or what's this money? I said, oh, we sold diamonds. And he said, okay. Well, we have to account for that. I was like, no, it was cash though. He's like, no, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you still have to, it's income, right? I said, yeah, well, we sold it. And I said, what happens if I don't? Like, because I'm like, what? Well, I need all the facts, right?
He goes, then I'm not going to be your accountant.
Yeah, he's like, well, he's a super cool dude. Eugene Bell. I hope he's still alive. Like, just the coolest dude, looks like General Lee. And he's like, well, then that's where things get sticky. He's like, so let me tell you about Al Capone. And that's exactly what he said. He's a murder, tons of scandal, drug trafficking, tough to pin him down. But they could track the money, and that's how they got him. Was the money, was it laundering or tax evasion?
Tax evasion.
Yeah, so that's how they get you, man. Question on the cash offers. What can buyers, is there anything they can do to mitigate their tax liability on a big sale like that, or where you're showing anything like that?
No.
Well, okay.
Well,
first address, if you don't mind, address how much are you allowed to make on a home?
Yeah,
so on your single family.
So that's I guess where I was going to go with it. You don't pay taxes on the profits on real estate if you're investing it again into another home. So if you buy a house for $100,000, you live there for your average 5 years. Now you're selling it for $250,000. I'm using numbers. Make $150,000 minus your costs, which would be your commissions, your taxes, everything. But for round numbers, let's just say you made $150,000 profit. You take that money and then you go buy another house for $300,000.
If it's an investment property.
No, it's your home.
But I don't think you don't need to do a 1031.
No, it's your private home. You don't have to. You're just buying and selling.
Correct. What?
I sold my house. So if I won't say my house.
Yeah.
We moved from Riverview, right, to the house that we're in now. I made money.
Yeah.
I just took that money, put it down on the next house.
Do you have to buy another property?
Yeah. If
you can't rent.
Yes, it's a yes and no.
Otherwise, it's shown as just traditional income.
So as long as at the table, the title company will do the paperwork and saying it was your primary house. So if you remember when you're doing paperwork, they ask you, was this your primary house? Did you live here for 2 years? And as long as those check marks are done, they file that.
Yeah.
And then the government knows that was your primary house, and you don't have to pay taxes on that. when you go buy another house. Now, you said, do I have to buy another house?
Yeah, I didn't realize the cap. I thought it was just if it was single family, then you didn't have. It was. I just thought it was a $250 per individual. Period. Whether you buy another
one time.
house
That's what I was
going
going to next. So, you get that one-time caveat. No taxes are owed, but you can only do that one time in your lifetime. $250 per person. So for Sherry and I, we can sell a house, buy a house, sell a house. One time we can write off $500,000
as a couple.
As a couple.
Yep.
So currently, that's the way it is. That $250,000 amount has not changed in over 3 decades.
Long time. Yeah,
almost 4
it's a long
decades.
time. So it should really be
I've
$500,000.
I've actually contacted our local congressperson and said that number needs to change. I mean, you clearly are behind the times.
Sure. Yeah. If you were down to permit $250,000 in profit in the 90s.
Yeah.
Stuff doesn't cost like the 90s anymore.
So, and he did respond and say, I guess there is some legislation out there that they're trying to kick it up to double that.
Yeah,
so $500,000 per person.
Okay. Well, I didn't realize it was the one time. I knew you could obviously do it one time. I didn't realize. So you got to buy another house. Yeah.
Which
is it says that $250 you can use it every 2 years.
That's what I thought.
I could be wrong. I mean, maybe.
But
every 2 years.
They don't teach you much.
We'll put a little asterisk out there that just says we are not accountants. Just make sure you call your attorneys.
So that would be an example of if it were truly cash, then it.
Well, you're still going to have to pay. Yeah, I mean,
I'd be no different than a check, right?
Yeah, and this is the problem with real estate. Everything.
Yeah.
Nothing's hidden because even if you brought if we did a closing today. I'm not taking $150,000 cash. The title company's not going to take $150,000 cash.
Why not?
Because they're not going to be liable for it. Because as soon as you give it to them, now it's theirs. What happens if they walk outside and somebody knocks them over the head and takes $150,000 cash? They're done, right? If you give them a check, they can always cancel the check. There's a paper trail for them.
They do money order though, right? Cashier's check.
Most title companies will either do a wire transfer or cashiers or certified funds. They don't do money orders.
Yeah, but even cashiers are oh, you're saying you can cancel that. Cashiers are certified if you say I got beat over the head. Yeah, okay. Well, and taking a check that's not written out to you is not going to help either. Yeah.
So I don't know any. I mean, if it's a couple $100, if you get to the table and you're, they told you your closing costs were going to be, $37,550, and you only got a $37,000 check. I mean, I can tell you, my title company's going to just take the $500. That's different, but
they so obviously back in the jewelry industry, they only primarily dealt in cash, and the amount of cash that we would walk around with at 19 years old was reckless, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what a lot of people don't understand is anytime someone gives you $10,000, you need to file a Form 8300 every time. It's a federal form. When you don't, and it's every time. So we were filing these every day, right? Because we play by the rules, and I don't want to go to prison, right? So if someone finds out you get cash and you don't forget the fact. I mean, there's you need to say, hey, I got it, and then now it's hot potato, right? So now I need to give it to someone else and log. So and it always makes me laugh. We regularly had more cash than the banks. Regularly. Go into PNC and ask for $50,000. They won't have it.
Oh no, you got to call ahead.
They won't. They won't even. I'd be surprised if you could get $50,000 from a bank this week. And outside, the one. We'll say the one on Dick's, right at Southgate. I don't think they could have it for you this week. I don't think so. I mean, maybe the bigger ones, maybe some other larger Comerica's or whatever. But the Italian job of what? No. No, they maybe arrange for the money shipments. They don't have cash. It's a digital commodity world, right? Enter to phase one where we went down the rabbit hole of the prices going up because they're not even printing money. I mean, they are, but they're printing. They're just adding zeros onto like on their spreadsheet, on their digital spreadsheet. That's all. It's on their ledger.
Well, it only screws the middle to lower income. I mean, the wealthy are getting wealthier in the middle, and when you're talking on a
middle class is going away. Sure.
When you're talking because of the inflation, you can't keep up.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, right? But you're right. Middle class is dwindling.
Sure.
You're either going to be poor or you're going to join the upper.
Well, here's a benefit too. I mean, being a business owner, like you are the first to feel the effects of inflation, right? Like if you're in a construction company and you need steel studs, and those same studs used to be $3.50 and now they're $5.50, what do you think just happened? You're not just going to eat the difference to be competitive. You're going to mark it up.
People don't understand
you're
that.
You're going to mark it up.
We need $15 an hour minimum wage. I'm like, if you think McDonald's or Wendy's are just going to eat it,
they're not.
You're joking yourself.
Yeah.
Hence, we have a $12 Happy Meal now.
Yeah.
And people are like, "What do you mean it's $12?" Well, it's because you demanded a $15 an hour minimum wage.
I think of those,
and they're going to pass it along. I don't care what industry it is.
I think of those like if you see those. Picture a gear, right? Where the gears are connected. If you can move one wherever you want, right? You start moving one gear, all the rest move. You cannot move
no matter how small or big.
You cannot move a gear in isolation, right? Like nothing happens. So you start playing with that. Cost of material, tariffs, fuel, even something like cheap labor of immigration, right? Like or we'll say maybe undocumented workers. Mm-hmm. This is where I've got a conflicted. Are you? I don't even know if this is the same anymore. But like, if they're doing work cheap, mm-hmm. and there was a big scandal actually in Plymouth with that. A plumbing company, dude, they had 70 Mexicans like in their basement he was a multi-million-dollar plumbing company, and this is
where they need to take the owners and hold them accountable.
And I think they did. Yeah, I think they
financially and even maybe with some jail time.
Yeah, because he should pay jail time. Absolutely.
Because here's the way I look at it. I mean, if I'm paying somebody that is here illegally $20 an hour, if I had a contractor do it, I have to pay them $50 an hour. Right? That's a $30 an hour savings. Multiply that times a year. Mm-hmm. That's $60,000. Mm-hmm. If I know as a business owner, if I get caught, there's going to be a $5,000 fine. Well, I'll take that risk all day long.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So the risk is worth the reward. And this is where they need to take the risk and say, okay, you can take that risk, but here's now the consequence. For every individual that you hire that's here illegally, it's a 1-year jail sentence. Mm. So you hire one person, it's going to cost you 1 year in prison. You hire 70, say goodbye to the wife. Mm. And now I'm going to think twice. And that's where it's like, I mean, just like with anything, raising a kid or a business, I've always told them, right? And he'll tell you, I've always said, you know what? The consequence has to outweigh the benefit or the enjoyment that you received.
And the certainty of the consequence. I think that's it too. Like, it's not like, well, it could be up to, but if I have a good lawyer, I'm getting off, right? Yeah. So the certainty of the consequence. All right. So that's it as far as our case studies, Reddit rundowns. Interest rates are sub 6% now. So, if you're thinking of selling and you got some equity in your house, hop on it. Obviously we can help you out. If you want looking to buy, someone tagged me on Downriver and Friends.
I have that happen.
Along with the other 873.
I know. This one actually responded. She's like, I said, do you want to get pre-approved? She's like, sure. My credit's good. My husband's is not. I was like, what do you got? He's like 720 and 480. I was like, well, he's off the list. What's I was like, how much do you make? And she didn't respond. So, but yeah, that's tough. You're not doing anything with a 480 credit. Like nothing. I'd have to intentionally try to like destroy my credit to get down to a 480.
Actually, I actually did a loan at 480.
Where? When?
back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Okay. See, this is the type of stuff that
Yeah.
led to 08, fam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just so you know.
Absolutely.
Just so you know.
He had a foreclosure. He had a
That's
bankruptcy. He
that's
had a 480 credit score.
uncanny.
He was, and this is all 100% factual.
You're a
And
devil. You
was
shouldn't have
wor-
sold him in a house for the ethics of being you were just after a
He was
commission.
working at a car wash. He was the dude spraying your car going in.
Oh, my gosh. About a $300,000 home, didn't
And he bought a $95,000 house.
in the 90s.
Never made one payment. Shocker. And lost it 6 months later. Because he got in with no money down.
Madness.
He did an 80-20 loan we talked about in previous podcasts.
my gosh.
So he had no money into it and lived there for 6 months free.
Train wreck.
That's how a lot of them did it.
Well, absolutely.
And that,
So
my
here's the
friend,
thing.
that is how you end up with a housing crisis.
Right.
Like,
So
that
who do you
is
blame?
yeah.
Do you blame the mortgage company? Do you blame the real estate agent? Do you blame the title company? Do you blame the mortgage rep? Or do you blame the buyer? Do you blame the seller? And I'll personally, if a bank has to follow guidelines set before them by the Federal Reserve in order to get money, they have to follow those rules and regulations.
Sure.
And the Fed says you have to follow these guidelines. The banks have to do it. So now if I own the bank and I know I'm getting a loan and the guy has a 480 credit score, you know that's a bad loan.
Mm-hmm.
So what am I going to do with that loan? I'm going to sell it. And this is where the industry, tries to play the blame game on the banks. Oh, you knew you had bad loans and you were selling them. Well, yeah, I knew I had a bad loan. You forced me to take the bad loan. And yeah, I got it off my books as quickly as humanly possible. And now you want to blame me for that? Come on.
Yep. Well, you blame Clinton. We all know that. Yeah.
You said his name, not me.
Yeah. So, all right,
He
guys.
deregulated.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, throw them in the chat. Scott, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. And if you need anything to buy or sell, we're here to help you out.